Welcome to Robbie and James Talk Music, the podcast where Robbie and James talk music. We're your hosts, Robbie Maxted, a creative writing professor.
And I'm James Wicks, a professor of film and media studies.
This week, our episode is part 2 of our Christmas songs series. So pumped to jump back into the Christmas music with you. Do you have something to start us off with, James?
Yeah, for sure. We'll be kicking it off with Bleachers' Christmas song, Merry Christmas, Please Don't Call.
You should know that I died slow, running through the halls of your haunted home. And the toughest part is that we both know.
This is a beautiful track. It just has a really smooth vibe across it. It feels really polished and clean. Just gorgeous.
Yeah, the Bleachers tend to have this anthemic type of chorus.
Yeah.
And somehow in a subtle, somber, beautiful way, this track also has it, but it seems so understated. It has the classic Bleachers sound that's indie pop, pop rock, but somehow in that as well, just as the chorus is a little bit muted, it's somehow very seasonal and Christmas-oriented, and not just from the lyrics. The sound of it sounds like winter to me.
Sure.
But then, of course, it's sad and nostalgic at the same time. So I just find it so moving, and it's really the antithesis of the happy, cheery Christmas track, but still so relevant and fits alongside other Christmas tracks so well. So I am not a huge Christmas or seasonal music type of a person. So I've been grateful for this track finding its way to me.
Sure.
And same with the Run DMC track that we played on the previous episode. That makes this season really fun for me because it's not something that I seek out, but it has come to me kind of, you could say, as a gift. And so I'm super grateful to share this song for that reason as well today.
How did you receive the gift? Was it like dudes in crowns on camels just bringing you a gift? Or?
Yeah, there's like a little bit of frankincense and myrrh.
Yeah. Okay.
And then in the background, I heard someone saying something about it being the most wonderful time of the year and things like of this nature. So
yeah, to me, this song reminds me of myrrh. Of the 3 gifts.
Yes. Yeah, I can see that. That's a thought of a wise man.
Yeah. What movie do you have to talk about today, James?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going with a very unsurprising choice here. I think this is on many people's holiday list, and that is Love Actually. Okay. And once again, Robbie, I got to ask, have you seen Love Actually?
No, there's so many movies I've never seen. So yeah, I have not.
So this is one that I would love to watch again for the first time.
Yeah.
And so once again, I'm going to go with some fun facts because for many of us, this is a annual film experience. So maybe some people don't know that the arrival scene in the airport are actually unscripted. It's actual footage with hidden cameras of people greeting loved ones at Heathrow. So that's kind of a fun fact about the real airport arrival scenes. Hugh Grant, this one might be more well-known. He didn't want to do the iconic dance scene in the film, so he was really resistant, which is surprising because it's so famous now that you would think that he had leaned into it from the beginning, but he was actually super resistant about it. And then with a film with so many storylines and ensemble cast, I was interested to find out that 4 storylines were cut. So there was one about an African couple dealing with famine. There was a headmistress with a cancer-stricken partner. As many narratives as there are, it's difficult to imagine that there were more, but at one point there were 4 more storylines.
That's fascinating. Do you know if they built out all those storylines and with the intention of scaling it back, or were they like just cuts at the end where they're like, these aren't working as well?
Yeah, my understanding is that before it went to production, they were already eliminated. But the initial script had 4 more storylines. And then the final scene in the film in an airport has all of the storylines intersect. And apparently it was the initial script had all of the characters intersecting at a bridge, which would have been so crazy and would have been amazing to coordinate, but it would have been super expensive as well. So it was a lot simpler to have it all at an airport scene at the end. I would have loved to seen this confluence of crazy, this crazy intersection of stories over a bridge, but that's not how it ended up. So just some fun facts. And just once again, just trying to bring some Christmas cheer through facts.
Oh, you've done it.
Wow.
Nothing more cheery than a fact.
That's so fun. I'm going to try to do this all year long.
We're just going to keep it rolling. Just James brings the facts.
Yeah. Since everyone's seen this movie, here's some fun facts. For a film that no one's seen.
I love it. I'm excited to learn a bunch of facts going forward.
And this actually helps me understand why my classes can be so boring because in contrast to everyone knowing the film and having fun facts, I bring a film no one's seen and talk a long time about facts they're not interested in at all. There's no Christmas cheer in my classes.
Makes me really want to audit them.
Yeah, you should come join them.
I actually have a question about the first fun fact.
Sure.
You said hidden cameras in a airport.
Yeah.
As a filmographer, do you then have to get releases from the people who you've like hidden filmed?
I would imagine in this case that you would. Like certainly for documentary filmmaking, there is a degree of privacy that we give up when we go into a public place, right? Yeah. And that's not the official lawyer terminology for that. But in this specific case, I would imagine they would ask and track down to get permission first. But I'm not sure. And I'm thinking of this in terms of documentary filmmaking rather than narrative. So I have some homework for me to check out here. Thanks to your good question.
Cool. It's interesting that you chose this track by Bleachers because I think my track is sort of an unconventional Christmas track too.
Awesome.
I'm playing Sufjan Stevens' Christmas in the Room from his 2012 Christmas album, Silver and Gold.
No silver bells or mistletoe. We'll kiss and watch our TV show. Now come to you, now sing to you like it's Christmas in the room. Now dance with you, now laugh with you till it's Christmas in the room.
Robbie, I'm really digging this track. I'm grateful to see Sufjan come back into the rotation, in this case on our Christmas pod. I'm really grateful to you for recommending the album Aporia by Sufjan Stevens, which I really love, thanks to your recommendation. I was looking up some descriptives of Sufjan Stevens' music, and it had orchestral chamber pop, which I think is a really cool term for a number of tracks that you bring to us, not only at Christmas time, but throughout the year. And once again, we have a really emotional, deeply sincere, poetic track, really beautiful. I do love the way that you mentioned how it would complement the track by Bleachers, and totally agree with that.
Yeah, I think that this one it's just so stark and scaled back, simple, looking at like, okay, we're scaling back Christmas. It's just you and me here hanging out around the tree. And then it thinks forward to the partner's death, which is like total Sufjan move, like a cozy song that's kind of warm, but then also like dark. And then it comes back to then just being together and the joy of making each other laugh when sort of the expansive Christmas season is stripped back.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more about your take on the poetic lyrics side. I think as simple as it is, it's still textured.
Sure.
And it seems like his music is always intricate as well. I suppose in addition to the question about the lyrics, how it can go to such a dark place, my second question is about the credibility of artists who make Christmas albums or Christmas songs. I'm just curious about your thoughts along those lines as well.
Yeah, I think often I'm a little skeptical when an artist puts out a Christmas album because it's usually like a bunch of just carols that they've recorded and then maybe like one or two bad tracks that are just terrible that they wrote themselves about Christmas.
And that reminds me of the Run DMC track from the previous episode. Yeah. Like they didn't want to do it. They were super resistant. Oh, really? And then they finally broke down and did it and then had so much fun with it as well. So there's like that, there is that gap of between credibility and then legitimacy that they're trying to navigate. And so, yeah, just curious about your take on that as well.
Yeah, I think typically I'm, like I said, skeptical, and I think it's a downtick in credibility just because it feels like a capitalistic move to me to like record a bunch of carols and then be like, grab. Here, I'm going to like get a bunch of listens or sell a bunch of albums. In Sufjan's case, he's like kind of known for his Christmas albums. He has two of them. One in 2006, Songs for Christmas, which had 42 songs on 5 discs. And then 2012, this one, Silver and Gold, which had 58 songs on 5 discs. So
Wow.
it's like he just puts out an enormous amount of Christmas music. And a lot of them are these really interesting reimaginations of Christmas carols or hymns that already exist. And it's really striking, I think. So in his case, I feel like he went so deep into the Christmas and committed so hard that then it made it like a statement piece in a way that I think is an uptick in originality or credibility.
I think the question is dated as well, because I think that based on my current understanding, this current generation doesn't even think through artistry in terms of credibility or whether or not the music is sold to a corporation or not. I think that from a bygone era, from the Doors in the 60s, 70s hippie era through Pearl Jam in the 90s, like there was just this ideology where you didn't sell out, right?
Sure.
To sell an album or make an album like this would be selling out. But I don't think that's really the way people think through music anymore. So that's also giving me pause as I ask that question and think through your answer. And I think the way you described it in Sufjan Stevens' case makes perfect sense.
Cool. Did you just realize how old you are thinking about that?
Yeah, I'm just wistfully watching time pass by.
You're like, all these youngsters and their different way of thinking about music and credibility.
This is true.
Oh, man.
Another one that comes along, as funny as it is, the idea of guilty pleasure. Like, I don't think that term has any resonance anymore.
Sure.
The current generation just like, I like it.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be guilty? So I definitely am dating myself with my questions and comments today.
Oh, too funny. I wanted to pivot to the essay that reminds me of Christmas. There's very few pieces of literature. I mean, obviously, like Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, like that's the Christmas literature. Beyond like the Bible,
Beyond
with the narrative account of Christ's birth, those are like the two, right? And then it was kind of a struggle for me to figure out like, okay, what am I bringing to the table that's Christmas themed in the essay world? But thought of this essay, Chicago Christmas 1984 by George Saunders, which was published in the New Yorker in 2003. A really interesting essay where he tells a story about being a roofer as a young man, going to a Christmas party where there's like a bunch of alcohol and a bunch of gambling that his like roofing crew is doing. And then he uses this Christmas party gone wrong as an interesting lens of looking at privilege and race and class and thinking through like, okay, I sort of made it out of this roofing world, and here's this terrible series of things that happened while I was in that space. And then it ends with him just looking back and imagining like, oh, if I'd continued on and made it out in a different way, would I just be laughing at this funny story looking back at it? Which is ironic because now he's a writer who's a professor who's really looking back and laughing at this thing that's pretty dark and grim. So yeah, it's given me a lot to think about.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting how it overlaps with the song that you selected as well. Both of them jump forward and backward in time with imagination as well as part of the equation.
Yeah, that is a cool correlation. Good
Awesome.
parallel. Thanks,
Hey.
James.
Yo, for sure.
Well, thanks as always to our listeners. Thanks for producing this episode, James.
My pleasure. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Until next time.